Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Wayne, the founder of One Sober to Another. This morning, I am going to share with you a story full of resilience, full of tragedy, full of hope, lack of coping skills, and a rebirth of a person named Timberwolf. You'll be amazed at this story, and I'm sharing it because they asked me to. Because sharing our experiences, strength and hope, is something that can give support to somebody who thinks that they don't have any. Without further ado, folks, and I'm going to be showing a few images during the audio in this video. So please, don't stop watching, listen to the story, and tell us what you think in the comments. Because I myself was completely blown away. Here we go. All right, bear with me because I'm reading it. I'm going to read it verbatim because I don't want to miss anything, okay? All right, folks, this is the story of the Timberwolf. My name is Timber, and I'm an alcoholic with almost 3 years into recovery. I'm a 55-year-old woman, and I have 3 adult children. I live in Missouri, but I grew up on the East Coast. Shout out to you. I grew up in Maryland. I had a great childhood, full of love, growth, family, and learning. My life didn't get hairy until I was 14. My older sister died in a house fire. We were always close, and she was helping me to grow up. And then she was gone, and my entire life was gutted. No child should ever have to listen to their mother screaming in grief every night for I don't know how long. My life became a series of one bad thing after another. I experimented with drugs, and I liked booze. I got tangled up with a brutally abusive man, and I had to be extracted by the police. I had a baby who died in childbirth. Sorry, this story gets me because I can relate to it on so many levels, and my heart is heavy with empathy for Timber. I couldn't hold down a job, and I was losing my mind. So I drank it away. This became my response to every bad thing that went on in my life. And there was a pattern to that which I didn't see until much later. I lost boyfriends, I lost relationships, and my dad and other family members. The last blow came when the love of my life walked out on me when the kids went off to university. I'd been looking forward to growing old with him. Instead, I found myself wandering around an empty house. I kept on losing things, jobs, friends, and family, to that thing that we cannot mention on YouTube, but it rhymes with Ovid. And I was a raving drunk. I stole booze from the stores and money from my mom's purse. When I wasn't drunk, I was crying. I was put on psych meds after attempting to kill myself. My mom begged me every chance she got to get help. One day at the hospital, again, I said okay, and I was placed in a local co-ed rehab. It was my first time in rehab. I had no clue what exactly it was that I was trying to do there. I was more interested in the hot guy down the hall than anything else. I hated the place. The hours upon hours of sitting in the same classroom, then 4 smokes a day, getting up at 5 a.m. for a cold shower, all of it. I just wanted to go home. 15 days in, I declared myself healed to my mom, and she came and got me. I was drunk again within 48 hours. Things got very blurry for me. I was blacking out and having seizures. I couldn't hold down food, so I was losing weight, and I only had energy for another bottle of cheap vodka. I was promiscuous, and I didn't care. Whatever God I might have at that point was wrathful, vengeful, and uncaring. I tried to kill myself again on the 4th of July. All I recall was waking up in the hospital, again, with my mom there in tears, and a doctor telling me that I had died and I was brought back. For the first time in my life, I knew right then that I was in very big trouble with my drinking. Again, I was offered rehab. And this time, I knew it had to be now or never. Because if not now, then when? I was whisked off to Cambridge Rehab for women in Columbia, Missouri. I was terrified, but God had mercy on me, made it so that I had that one chance that I needed to get it done. Cambridge ordinarily houses 16 women and any children that they may have, but this was during COVID. So no children were present. Every woman had a whole room to herself. I found myself rehabbing with 5 sisters. I told my mom not to come get me until I went through the entire program of 21 days. And I told her that I wouldn't call her because this work was between myself and God. And I had to focus on that. And I did. Everything I was told to do, I did it. One day, during a class for dual diagnosis, addiction and mental health, question popped in my mind. I knew that I had to manage my mental health. So I asked, can I manage my alcoholism like I manage my mental health? The resounding answer was yes. That was my moment. The moment I knew that as hard as this was, it was something I could really do. I could do so many things to manage my addiction. My list was already huge because every addict needs healthy choices. I did it. Went to AA, read the big book cover to cover, enjoyed bubble baths, called sober people, had coffee on my porch in the morning, cleaned my house, sat in my driveway and counted rocks. If I could throw 1,000 rocks without cheating, I would go get a drink. Never got past 200. It was like that. If I wanted to drink, I would do it after I got done doing something else. And there was, and still is, always something else. I now know who Timber is, way down deep inside. There will always be occurrences in life that upset me. I choose not to drink over them. It is enough to just have a cry sometimes. I am strong, humble, grateful, loving, and so many other wonderful things that anyone can be if they want to. I don't have to drink today. That is really what matters. One day at a time. My friends, that is Timber. And I hope that I did the story justice by reading it. Now I know it's a little choppy sometimes because I was trying to read it off of my iPad as well as balance this phone. I'm grateful to be able to share Timber's story, and I'm grateful that she had the courage and she had the strength in order to put that out there. You heard it, folks. She lost a very big part of her life when she was very young, 14, in a traumatic way, in a house fire. She was in an abusive relationship, which she had to be extracted from. She went to rehab. She went to the hospital many times. She died in the hospital. She was brought back. An amazing story that culminated with her finding the strength within herself after discovering who she was. I am grateful for every day that I'm sober, and I am grateful that Timberwolf is also living one day at a time and not having to drink over it today. Folks, if this story resonated with you and you relate with it, drop a comment below. Give Timber some support to get through another day without having to drink. And you can do it too, my friends. Life is a garden. Dig it. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.